Welcome to the second part of our interview with Peter Christie on surviving the recession. I'm Teresa Zink. New capital. One thing that has mitigated price increases and volatility in recent years is the ability to raise new capital, Christie explains. That is what is worrying about this environment. Arguably, it's going to be very difficult to go out and raise new capital. In the past, according to Christie, as prices have risen, new capital has come in and mitigated those price increases. If we have a hard market and detrimental asset positions and there is no new capital, I think it could be worse than usual, Christie warns. One proactive approach that might help would be for the industry to think about how to attract new capital if needed, according to Christie. One of the things that might save the ability to raise capital is if the industry can convince everyone that the risk in insurance is not highly correlated to other risks and opportunities that people will be seeing. And I think part of that, unfortunately, is to stay away from the exotic risks, Christie says. So I suppose, and I hate to say this, but it's back to basics, really. It might make some sense to have an understandable risk portfolio against which you can raise uncorrelated risk money. D&O liability. Will some lines be harder hit than others? I think in this environment it is not very smart to make predictions, Christie notes. That said, the obvious target area is financial institution D&O. Both coverage that is directly involved in the subprime crisis and probably other types of D&O as well. I would see D&O as being a very exposed area, Christie says. However, he cautions, my speculation would be that the subprime gets a bit too much press. He explains, for example, 5 losses of $100 million in the D&O business is not a Katrina. I mean, it's horrible for the excess D&O business, and they have shown big losses. However, he says, I would be surprised if the D&O losses from subprime itself create an industry problem in a Katrina sense. It'll make a tremendous problem getting excess D&O, but that's a different issue, and certainly the D&O underwriters won't like it. The people who are heavy in it will be hurt, but I don't think it's big enough to be a very systemic problem for the industry. However, if we see numerous failures in a number of industries, then that could become more of a systemic problem.